Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. And let's see. Gosh, I've, it says I'm sharing. Share screen, entire screen, share. Says my stream is live, but when I go over here, it's not doing anything. Testing 1, 2, 3. Settings. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Guys, can you guys see me? Can you guys see me on YouTube? Am I streaming on YouTube now? Okay, Steve says I'm good. So if I can get a confirmation in the YouTube chat that I'm good, that would be great. Okay, finally got into the right. I had the wrong YouTube chat up. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I had to cut off the other one. Sorry, guys. I had an issue, and I'd already started a stream, and I had to reboot. And anyway, just glad we're back. We're up now. It was a lot easier uh, when Barry would do the switch over, but that's okay. We'll get it going. Anyway, happy Friday. Kind of an ugly day in the market, but nonetheless, uh, we were due. We were due a pullback. We've had a nice run. And let me pull this over, and pardon me just for a second, guys. I got to get just get my count up in case I need. I think I'm okay, but you never know if we keep bleeding like this. I just want to have my account up and ready. All right. So let's take a look at what we got going on here in the SPY. Well, we just got to kiss, I think, that 20, and we'll see what happens. That's why you got to be careful trying to buy pullbacks too early. A lot of times they have a destiny. It looks like the destiny may be this 20. That doesn't mean we're going to stop there, but we did break through this level of support ever so slightly. And now we're looking like we're bleeding down. Let me just lower this price alert right there at that 20, and we'll see what happens. I shouldn't be getting double voice right now because I that was because I did not have the YouTube. I, Andy, I think you have another YouTube stream waiting. Okay, so what do I do about that? I don't know how to. I got to go back into StreamYard and close that one out. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, does that help? Is that better? Let me know if you're still getting the double voice. I closed out that other, it's not. Okay, so anybody want to recommend what I should do? I mean, I don't have another YouTube. How do I turn off another YouTube stream? Uh, is it this one? Why does it have two up here though? And how would I get to the other one? Well, guys, if we can't get it fixed, we'll just call it. We'll call it off today, and I'll get. The way I created the stream today was the first time I ever learned how, and I had to create it. So yeah, I could have botched it. Now I went in and I cut off that other one. It's working now. Okay, good, perfect. All right, thank you guys. Yeah, I think I just had to cut off that other stream, which should have disconnected the YouTube. Earlier, I did not think I had actually created that stream. That's when my started screwing up. But anyway, we're good now. I'll get it. I'll get it down soon. All right, so let's once again getting back to the spies. Now that y'all can hear me, we probably gonna tag this 20 period moving average. Looks like that is the destiny. That's why uh, I know sometimes it's hard not to do, but when you're looking to buy like a pullback in a market, like spies, gap down, be patient because a lot of times what you can do is find that area where you might find some buyers. We didn't have any at this October high, and if we did, it just blew right through it. And now we're probably looking at this 20 period moving average. Now, if we go into the Qs, a little bit different. You can see we have broken through the 20 period moving average. We could be looking at this gap fill. So ugly day. We'll see what happens. But Bitcoin is remaining, pretty firm today. Actually, close to going to highs. So not seeing, for a while there, Bitcoin was following the cues around. Not the case right now. China's trying to hold up. I am in a little bit of BABA bought on the pullback this morning. I like the way this is finally digging in. Bought a little bit too early, and then I had to buy some more. I sold a little bit for a small loser, but anyway, this is one that I'm potentially liking if it can get back above. It's trying to get above this 10 period moving average now. So if it can take out like a 1 hour high there, could be something I might want to add. Yeah, as a matter of fact, uh, I shorted some via the Biddy on this day. I scalped some out anyway. Long story short, I basically I was in loaded up pretty much right here pretty good when the market was going to lows, but I ended up I'm going, nope, I can see this going into the weekend, and I don't know, not do not want to hold this on the weekend. No telling what Bitcoin will do. But the key thing for me when you get in, for a swing trader, what you want to do is, and I'm usually pretty good about doing this just because once a market gets to a certain level, I really pull back with my size. So in other words, you try to like during this type of action, that's where you want to make make all your money. And when it starts getting like this, you basically pull back, you hedge. I actually had some short some spies, but I covered them too quick today. But it was just kind of a hedge. I wasn't looking to go short the market. But anyway, the key is you have to understand when the dynamics of the market have changed, and that's when you want to pull back, go light. You want to make sure you're not losing as much on the downside as you made on the upside. It sounds easy, but I can promise you, many traders, make that mistake. They get used to buying stuff on pullbacks, and then all of a sudden it's not pulling back, and they buy more, and the buyers will come in pretty soon. But I find when you're doing that, you got to go small size, or find something that may be working. Something. Of course, XLF. That thing's just been levitating. Financials, KRE. I don't know what they're doing today, but where's KRE? Pull them back a little bit. Interesting in the SPY earlier had a nice volume bar right here. Look at that huge volume bar, and I thought, oh boy, this is the bounce. Bought a little bit of stuff, but wasn't the bounce. Yeah, Baba, just not gonna do anything. Even with Alibaba down as much as it is, the China markets, XLF, I'm sorry, uh, KWeb and FXI are up fractionally. Oh, really? Okay. That would make sense. That's unusual to, see that kind of volume in the SPY. So maybe that was you know, whoever feeding us our data had a bad tick because that's a pretty big bar there. I mean, basically you're hovering around, what 2 million. So basically you did four times normal. Well, here we come. We got the 20 period at five, basically, let's just call it 584.40. See if we can get a bounce there. Huh. Yeah, if it was a red bar spike, it probably would have reversed. AMC, I've made some good money on AMC lately. Just scalping out mostly, getting size because I've had some huge volume and some nice little up moves, but got some left, but it's hanging on. It's closing above those moving averages now for, let's see, basically 5 days in a row. Hasn't done that in quite a while, so we'll see. We'll see if it's trying to put in a bottom. As far as my videos, this one is one that I found. It made me very, very angry that it gapped up like it did because this was a beautiful setup coming into the day. That's just textbook. And I was salivating last night, for this trade right here. And then, of course, I had a bid for a pullback. Obviously, didn't get it, but that was a beautiful setup. CF was also in my video today. I just like the way this one was setting up. See if it can hold up. But there's my target went off this morning. But DDL, the China play was also still kind of watching this one, liking the way it's setting up after earnings, building a nice little wedge there now. And what else was on my list? Oh, Apple. But Apple wouldn't have triggered. Dave, it's not going to be a continuing live stream. It's something that uh, we do every day, Monday through Friday at 12 Eastern. So that part will be continuing, but as far as it continuing like throughout the day, it's not. Now I've entertained the idea for those that might want to swing trade, and looking to uh, not do what they do and what Barry does in his room, which is primarily day trading. I've toyed around with the idea. We're just too busy right now, in support, but I have to help out there, and I also do some business development stuff like that. But what I would like to do is maybe open it up in the first couple of hours, of the day for those that like swing trading and kick around some ideas. I think that would be a great room. Ah, Baba, you just gonna stink, aren't you? Would you like that, Dave? Yeah, well, maybe at some point we'll get to do that. Maybe maybe I don't open it up in the first hour. Swing trading is something that you really don't have to be aggressive in the first hour like you do in day trading. So maybe I can still help out and support, and then open it up in the uh, after about an hour after the market is open. Or really, we could even do it in the afternoon, uh, setting up for the next day because a lot that's where I find a lot of my setups. But today is just a yucky day. And in my video, I said that I'm not looking to add, new positions. AMC poking its little green head up. So it hasn't really been trading like it has over the last several years, where typically when you get these drive downs, they continue lower, and we can just go back here and you can just see over and over again. Anytime it tries to get a little it just gets slapped down, and you got some big red candles breaking through back through the moving averages. Well, you're not seeing that now. Over the last week, you're seeing they're not getting slammed back down from whence they come like it has been in the past. That's interesting to me. Not only that, you see nice, some nice volume. Not so much today, but some nice volume coming in this week. So, I mean, where it will go, I have no idea. I mean, obviously, I'm very familiar with how much this is hated, but who knows? You know, I've seen a lot of stocks that were trading, in the $4 range, and years later they were back up to 30 and 40. Not saying that's going to happen to AMC, but wouldn't surprise me. Then again, it could be filing BK here in another year. Hello, Mike C. How are you, buddy? All right, SPY is may have gotten close enough. A lot of times when you have that's kind of a flattening. It may have just been. We'll see. I still think it may want to get that number, but Dawn of the Dead, man, I tell you, I was looking at that yesterday. I need to start focusing on that. There's some really that may have been the best top list I've ever created, and uh, you can really find some nice ones in there. Like this hurts. I mean, earnings the other day. Look at that. Just basically where it opened up, 25% gain there. So what you might do if it seriously is rising up out of the grave is you can see I put a price alert in there the day of earnings, never got anywhere near it. So now I'll raise this bad boy back up in case this thing wants to pull back. That's an inverse ETF. I could probably need to put an ETF filter in that. Yeah, that's too much after I don't like them right after they've had a big downdraft. Gray television. Yeah, not a whole lot in there today, but that stands to reason if looking at the overall market. Let's see, my big positions are Snap and Under Armour. Under Armour had earnings the other day and I thought were really good. And what I like about this one is I know it really is not a sexy name at all, but I do like the way this thing, if it can get back above, let me grow this so you guys can see it. Yeah, this level right here. Now, I think if it tried yesterday, couldn't make it, and I was in it, and I probably should have banged some out. But that's a big level there in Under Armour. They're right at basically $9, and Good earnings. You can see it traded all the way up to 10.62. Uh, it's one of those ones. I think if it does get back above $9, it could be off to the races again. So I don't want to give up on this one. So this one is a pretty big position for me. And you can see today it came right down and tagged that 10 period moving average. Now that was some pain for me, but I I let it go there and it did hold. And then Snap, yeah, I don't know about the Snap, but I was expecting it to fill the gap. But you also have, and once again, this is one that had earnings, had an incredible day after earnings, and but I'm a little bit wary of this one just because I wanted it to hold that trend line and it didn't. So we'll see. I may have to bail on that one, but a lot of times they will go. Trend lines are doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fall out of bed once it breaks that trend. Get up there. Why are you being this way? There you go. DJT was doing pretty good earlier, but rum is just being nasty rum. Okay, Bitcoin trying to go to highs, or IBIT is anyway. I'm not sure about the futures. Okay, SPY putting in a 15-minute possible hammer here. So we'll see uh, if that could be the sign of a reversal. Okay, thanks, Trader 77. Could be a scalping opportunity here as the SPY is just finished out with a nice little bottoming tail there and a potential bar reversal. Now it does have to get back above this 10 period moving average, I think, but a lot of times I will take a chance on something like this. We could have a good move here. But then it is, I mean, then again, it is an ugly day and it is Friday. So not sure too many people want to start piling in. I probably would have to go with some of the, I mean, China stocks. Honestly, I mean, it's holding up. Maybe I'll add to my K Web, or maybe Bob has definitely had some buyers down at this level. Yep. Hard to say with the spies there. Take a look, see if anything's active today. APLD, is that the one that Nvidia bought a bunch of shares in? I can't remember which one that is. Somebody help me out if you know who that is. Seems like they bought something like that. Maybe it's probably not, but well, spies like no, we haven't got the number yet. Yeah, it seems like it was a some one of these stocks, AP something with the AP and D in it, that Nvidia bought a ton of shares. Boy, you talk about one that's fallen from grace. Look at that. There's that QUBT that I was in the other day at like 136, and I think I sold it for a loser. Okay, ARM. Yeah, I'm familiar with ARM. It seems like there was a smaller cap stock that they bought a bunch of shares in. I can't. I'll have to do some weekend research. I can't remember. I remember seeing it, but I well, it's a slow day when you got Intel coming through. My relative strength from open on that little move right there. That tells you not a whole lot happening. It's an interesting chart there. If it can get, I go ahead and put alert in case that thing low float, 35% short. But boy, you better get out quick. APLD, is that the one I just had up? Yeah, it was. Okay, thank you, Mitchell. Yeah, I think I saw like they own like 7 million shares, I believe, something like that. I'll put an alert in this thing if it gets back above 8. Yeah, A-frame. As a matter of fact, it was last Friday I was doing this webinar, and A-frame came down here, and I had alert, and it kissed the 10 period moving average. I mean, sorry, the 50 period, and then it started to reverse. And I said, you know what, this may be a good buy right here. And then, of course, 2 days later, it is up 15 points. Okay, the spy did not get its number. It wasn't happy. It did not fulfill its destiny. Now let's let's watch it in action here as it does fulfill its destiny, which is 384.40. And like I said, nothing says it has to bounce here, even though it has great support and a key moving average. Doesn't mean a thing. Can we see the short interest? Yeah, you're gonna have to go to like you're talking about APLD? Okay, I'm showing 15%. I'm not more than likely it's correct, but I would double check that just to make sure. And there's the spies getting a tag there that I'd set earlier. And okay, showing a low of 64. Yeah, it's kind of in no man's land right now. I don't see any reason to do anything. It's actually kind of wedging, but yeah, I think 8 would be the possibly the key number there if it gets back above through there. I know it failed right here, but one more time through maybe to the ticket. Let's see. Well, NetEase had good earnings the other day. I'm just looking at some of these. JD's actually, trading up after an ugly day yesterday, which I thought had great earnings, but that's just China for you. You never know what's behind. TAL, TAL's coming through. Boys, not a bad day. That one. I like this Futu if it ever gets back above yesterday's high, back above that 50 period moving average. What? CMP explosion. Let's look left. Yeah, definitely a pivot level here. If it can get through, probably got a date with 15. 41 million in the float. Got a little bit short. Thinking about adding to this BABA. All right, I did. I just poked through there. Don't argue with me. Oh, you're welcome, Mike C. You are welcome. And by the way, before I sign off, if anybody, I do one on me and Chris do one-on-one training if anybody needs it. It's something we do after hours, but there is a charge. And if there's, you can just email me at andy@trade-ideas.com. And the reason I like to tell people, because we get people come in all the time and chat, they have no idea that uh, we have this available. We'd have to do it outside of company hours, but if anybody's interested, just hit me up. We can talk about the software, but most people want to talk about trading strategies, whether it's day trading or swing trading. I'll go a little bit longer today since it took me a while to get on, but I don't know if much is going to happen. Boy, UNG's just been a death march for so long. Well, this Kodiak Science has had a nice move. Wow, this is interesting. It then gapped way up after earnings and it's just been getting killed. Yeah, I wanted to watch if it looks like it's finding a bottom there. I kind of like patterns like that when they put in a bottoming tail with a little, so maybe put an alert up here if it gets back above this 50 period moving average could be interesting. Yeah, spy. Yeah, it's not doesn't have a whole lot of oomph. I just feel like there's that camp. And see, we just talked about it, and it's going to make it. It's going to fulfill its destiny to 8 to 15 now, right where the red line is. All right. Well, I thought we'd get some action there in the SPY, so I was going to hold out a little bit longer. But if we're just going to sit here and flop around at the around the 20 period moving average, which we very well could do, uh, that camp is going to go get its red line up there. Yeah. Yes. You have to be using a new high alert, and honestly, Barry told me it has to be in a multi-strategy window. I don't know why. But if you're using a new high alert, okay, and it's in a multi-strategy window, yes, it will show you the next level of resistance. Okay, so we just tag that, and you can see it got through that 14, and I just I don't know. I was just afraid. I probably should have played it for a buck there. There we go, Baba. Get up there where you belong. Uh, But yes, Dave, you just got to be using a new high alert, and apparently it has to be in a. Let's just test it. Let me see. Let me test it with a Momo scan. Let's do a Momo low float here. No, is that one? That's coming from a weird angle. Let me do a history. No, it's working. Yeah, this is not a multi-strategy window, so Barry stands corrected. Yeah. Corey, yes, we're going to be sending out another tranche probably in about a month. Okay, so we're probably a month off. We want to test this thing more. Okay, and we're not going to take any money until obviously we've tested it thoroughly. And so right now, all we're doing is taking names for the list, and we will send out another email opening it back up for another 100, probably after we've tested it. With live money, and that probably take about a month. We don't want to get a whole bunch of people signed up and excited. It looks good right now, but obviously you want to test it with real money. I mean, real life situations. There goes Baba. There we go. You keep going, big fella. So KWeb. So yes, the China names are probably the one to be. FXI is not doing anything. Move it up to the next high. Oh, SPY. No, it must have been something happened weird. All right, guys, I got to go make a video for somebody, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and you guys can venture back over and get in the room with Barry, or maybe you're still in there. But I think that's it for today. I was kind of hoping we'd get some action in the SPY off that low there, that 20 period moving average. But boy, it seems really dead. But thanks everybody, and have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next week. Bye bye. You're welcome, Corey.